Solving linear inequalities using your calculator's intersect feature. So for example, solve the inequality using your calculator. Negative 2x plus 4 is less than or equal to negative 15. Now, if one side of this, like the negative 15, if that was a 0, then I could use the 0 feature. But because I don't have 0 on one side, I'm going to use the intersect feature instead. And I could do this even if I had something more complicated. I could have something like this on the left, and on the right have maybe 5x minus 11, and that would work also. So intersect is good when you don't have 0 on either side. So let's turn on our calculator, and we'll go to y equals, and what we're going to do is y1 is the left side and y2 is the right side. So y1 is negative 2x plus 4, and y2 is negative 15. Now, what we want to do is set a decent window. Usually you want to start with a standard window, and then if you need to make adjustments, you do. So let's press zoom, and then 6 is z standard, so 6. And we only see one line. Here's y equals negative 2x plus 4. You can tell because it crosses at 4. Y equals negative 15 is our y2, and that's a horizontal line. And the reason we don't see it is here's negative 10. This is my lowest y value. That's my y min, and negative 15 would be down here. So we need to adjust our y min. So let's press window and go down here to y min, and let's make it maybe negative 25, and then press graph. And remember, we want, when we're using intersect, we want to be able to see the intersection point squarely on the graph. It's a little hard to tell if it actually crosses there or if it's a little past that, and if it's slightly off the screen, in reality, when we use intersect, it won't work. It'll give us an error. So we need to make sure it's definitely on the screen. So let's press window, and we're going to adjust our x max to be a little bit bigger. And that way we'll be able to see a little further to the right. So let's say 20 for x max. And then press graph again. Okay, so this is a really nice window. I can see the intersection point definitely. So now I want to use intersect. So I want the calc menu up there in yellow above trace. So I'm going to push second and then trace. And I want number 5 for the intersection of two lines, so 5. And then remember how intersect works? We need to use the left and right arrows, not up and down, but left and right to move close to the intersection point. So I'm going to use the right arrow to get fairly close to it. I don't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to press enter 3 times slowly. 1, 2, 3, and it says second curve guess, and then the answer. And it says intersection x equals 9.5, y equals negative 15. Now we knew that y was going to be negative 15 because on this entire horizontal line, all of the points have y equals negative 15. And in fact, my inequality doesn't have any y values in it. The whole thing is in x. Y is sort of something we created in order to use the graph to solve the inequality. So x is 9.5. That tells me when y equals negative 15. So negative 2x plus 4 equals negative 15 when x is 9.5. Now I'm interested also in where it's less than negative 15. So if these are my y values on negative 2x plus 4, here's where it's equal to negative 15. Up here the y values are larger than 15. Excuse me, negative 15. They're greater than negative 15. Down here the y values are less than negative 15. So these are the ones we want. Here's where negative 2x plus 4 would be less than negative 15. Now, what x values are these? Well, over here, these are x values bigger than 9.5. Here's 9.5. Here's over here to the left are smaller than 9.5. So to the right, down here, those are x values greater than 9.5. In fact, if we move our cursor, we could even follow along. We could trace and follow along, and you can see all these x values. The y values are less than negative 15, and the x values are greater than. So our answer is actually going to be x is greater than or equal to 9.5. And let's put that on our slide. Okay, so that's how we use intersect to solve inequalities. Intersect itself is not difficult. We've done that before. The toughest part really is deciding, do you want greater than or less than for the inequality? So just keep thinking about, do I want values to the left or to the right of this intersection point? If you have further questions, please contact me. Thank you.